All right, settle down, settle down. Welcome to our countdown of the slowest to fastest cars in the world. Yes, you heard that correctly. We're going to start with things that are, frankly, an embarrassment to the very concept of internal combustion, or in some cases any combustion at all. And then hopefully, if you're still awake, we'll get to the machines that actually deliver some proper trouser tightening velocity. It's a journey, apparently, from the utterly pointless to the monumentally quick. Now I know what you're thinking, go trending boy, why would we want to see slow cars? And that's a perfectly reasonable question. The answer is, well, contrast, I suppose. You can't truly appreciate the staggering, face-melting acceleration of a hypercar until you've contemplated the sheer, glacial progress of something that struggles to outpace a determined badger. So steel yourselves. Get ready to be amazed by the incredible range of speeds these vehicles can achieve, from the pedestrian to the positively stratospheric. We'll be looking at automotive marvels and, let's be honest, automotive mishaps. Some of these cars, and I use that term loosely for the initial contenders, are so slow you could probably walk faster, especially if you've had a particularly large lunch. But stick with it, because at the other end of this spectrum lies pure, unadulterated power. And that, as we all know, is what really matters. So buckle up, or don't for the first few. It really won't make a difference. Right, first up we have the Peel P50, and when I say car, I'm being exceptionally generous. This thing holds the record for being the world's smallest production car. It looks like someone designed a telephone box, then decided it was too big and shrunk it in a very hot wash. Honestly, you'd have more presence on the road if you were riding a reasonably sized dog. It's a three-wheeler, which is already a sign that things have gone a bit wrong in the design department, isn't it? It's like they forgot a wheel and just hoped no one would notice. Its top speed, and I use the word speed in the loosest possible sense, is a blistering 38 miles per hour. 38! My electric toothbrush has more grunt. You could be overtaken by a moderately fit pensioner on a bicycle uphill in a headwind. The official line is that it's perfect for a leisurely drive around town. What they mean is it's perfect if your town is the size of a snooker table and you have literally all day to get from one end to the other. It's less of a car and more of a personal mobile chicane. Imagine the sheer terror of trying to merge onto a roundabout in this. You'd need a flag marshal and possibly air traffic control. It's powered by a 49cc engine, which is about the same size as the one in my lawnmower, except my lawnmower does a more useful job. It's so small it famously doesn't have a reverse gear. If you want to go backwards, you get out, pick it up by a handle at the back and physically drag it. Brilliant. Utterly brilliant in its pointlessness. This isn't driving, it's an exercise in extreme patience and public humiliation. Next, we inch slightly up the performance ladder, and I do mean inch to the Tatanano. This was a car designed with a noble purpose to be an affordable mode of transport for the masses in India. Think of it as the people's car, but for people who aren't in a particular hurry to get anywhere, ever. Its designers aimed for affordable, and on that front you can't really argue. It was famously touted as the 1 lakh car, which is about, well, not very much money at all. You could probably find more spare change down the back of my sofa. With a top speed of around 65 miles per hour, it's not going to be setting any lap records, unless the lap is around a particularly small garden. It's one of the slowest cars on the market, which after the Peel P50 feels like a rocket ship. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still firmly in the don't bother trying to overtake anything category. However, the upside of not having much power is that it's also one of the most economical. You could probably run it on the fumes from an argument, it sips fuel so delicately, but let's be honest, 65 miles per hour is the sort of speed you do when you're trying to get stuck behind a lorry. It's the speed that makes motorway journeys feel like an exercise in existential dread. The engine, a tiny 2-cylinder affair, probably makes a noise like a distressed sewing machine. While its mission to motorize India is commendable, from a purely Top Gear perspective, a car that prioritizes economical over-exciting is always going to be a bit of a letdown, isn't it? It's like being promised a steak and getting a tofu burger. Chapter 3. The Volkswagen Beetle, slower than a week in jail but more charismatic. Now, we arrive at a car that, despite its rather leisurely pace, actually has some charm. The classic Volkswagen Beetle, an icon they call it, and it is, in the same way a garden gnome is an icon of suburban gardens. Instantly recognizable, undeniably quirky, and, let's be brutally honest, not exactly a powerhouse. With a top speed hovering around 90 miles per hour, if you had a following wind and were going downhill with all your luggage thrown out, it's hardly going to set your hair on fire. Unless, of course, the ancient wiring decides to spontaneously combust, which in some older models wasn't entirely out of the question. It's not the fastest, not by a long shot. In fact, by modern standards, it's positively asthmatic. You'd measure its 0 to 60 time with a calendar, not a stopwatch. But, and this is a big but, its unique design, that unmistakable silhouette, and its sheer unadulterated history make it a beloved vehicle worldwide. People forgive its agricultural engine note, its eccentric handling, and its tendency to feel like it might take off in a strong crosswind. It's the Herbie effect, I suppose. You can't help but smile at it, even as it's holding you up in traffic. The engine is in the back, which is, of course, the wrong place for an engine. This means the front is mostly for show and a surprisingly small amount of luggage. Driving one is an experience. The steering is vague, the brakes are optimistic, and the heating system relies on the faint hope that some warmth from the engine might eventually find its way into the cabin. Yet millions were sold, millions. It's a testament to something. Probably that people in the past had much lower expectations for personal transport, or perhaps they just had more patience. Chapter 4. The Ford Mustang. Finally, some proper noise and American optimism. At last, we're starting to get somewhere. The Ford Mustang. Now this is a symbol of American muscle. It's big, it's brash, and it finally understands that the primary purpose of an engine is to convert petrol into noise and forward motion. Preferably with some tire smoke involved for good measure. With a top speed of around 155 miles per hour, depending on which V8 lump you've got under that enormous bonnet, it offers a genuinely thrilling ride for those of us who believe life is too short to drive boring cars. It's not subtle, but then who wants subtle? This is a car that doesn't whisper its intentions. It shouts them through a pair of exhaust pipes the size of drain pipes. The Mustang has always been about giving the people what they want: power, style, and a sense of freedom. It might not have the sophisticated road manners of some European sports cars. It can be a bit of a handful, like trying to wrestle a particularly angry bear, but that's part of its charm. It's raw, it's visceral, and it makes you feel like a hero, even if you're just popping to the shops for a pint of milk. It's the kind of car that makes you want to find a long, straight road, preferably in the desert, put on some loud rock music, and just drive. The acceleration, especially in the V8 models, is enough to rearrange your internal organs in a most satisfactory way. It's a reminder that sometimes all you need is a massive engine, rear-wheel drive, and a healthy disregard for the price of fuel. It's not just a car, it's a statement, a big loud tire shredding statement that says, "I'm here and I'm going to have some fun." Chapter 5. The Bugatti Chiron, quite simply, automotive lunacy at its finest. And now we arrive at the main event, the pinnacle, the Bugatti Chiron. This isn't just a car, it's a work of engineering art, a testament to what happens when you give brilliant engineers an unlimited budget and tell them to defy the laws of physics. The Chiron is the epitome of speed and luxury. A machine so far beyond the mundane that it occupies its own rarefied atmosphere. We're talking about a vehicle that makes everything else we've discussed today look like it's stuck in reverse. This is the Cheetah to their Tortoises and then some. with a top speed that casually saunters past 300 miles per hour, specifically 304 mph. For the Supersport 300 plus model it is, or was, until someone else inevitably tries to top it. The fastest production car in the world. Let that sink in. 300 miles per hour. That's not a speed, it's a destination in itself. At that velocity, the world outside becomes a blur. The horizon rushes towards you like an angry god, and your own face is probably trying to escape through the back of your head. It's an experience that few will ever have, and perhaps that's for the best. The engine is a masterpiece. An 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 monster that produces an absurd amount of horsepower. Think well over 1,500. The numbers are simply staggering. The tyres alone are feats of incredible engineering to withstand the forces involved. It's a car that pushes the very boundaries of what is possible in automotive engineering, wrapped in a cocoon of the most exquisite luxury. It's beautiful. It's terrifying. It's utterly, magnificently, brilliantly pointless in the real world, and that's why we absolutely adore it. This is what peak internal combustion looks like. And on that bombshell, it's time to go home, quickly if possible. Well, there you have it. From the P50, a machine so slow it's probably still trying to finish the first corner of our imaginary track, to the Bugatti Chiron, which could circumnavigate the globe before the P50 finds its keys. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling ride from the slowest to the fastest cars. It's been a journey of, shall we say, variable velocity. We've seen cars that struggle to get out of their own way, and cars that could outrun a fighter jet on takeoff. It just goes to show the incredible diversity in the automotive world. Whether it's a tiny three-wheeled oddity designed for, well, who knows what, or a multi-million-pound hypercar built to shatter records, each one tells a story. A story of engineering, ambition, and sometimes a complete lack of common sense. And isn't that what makes cars so endlessly fascinating? The sheer audacity of it all. Get ready to be amazed by the incredible range of speeds these vehicles can achieve. I think we've certainly covered that spectrum today, from the utterly pedestrian to the frankly terrifying. So what did you think? Which end of the speed spectrum tickles your fancy? Are you a slow and steady wins the race type? Or do you believe that if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room? Let us know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content from me, Go Trending Boy, and the team. We'll be back soon with more automotive stuff, probably.